nos vean bien. Vamos a poner las luces. Empezamos con el evento. Madre mía, otra vez igual. Qué manía con esto, por Dios. Vale, ya está, ¿no? Vale, es el evento de CyberPunk. Empezamos ya, colegas, ya. Vamos a darle caña a las luces de los LEDs. Ahí está, tío. Lucecitas guapas. Bueno, a ver qué pasa. Está todo Dios enganchado, tío, al evento. Vamos a ver. Empieza. Ay, Dios. Voy a poner volumen. Un poquito más arriba. Ya a saber. Va a ser bueno esto.
Welcome to Night City Wire Episode 4, the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things CyberPunk 2077.
Bueno, este juego va a vender la de Dios. Uf, qué graficazos, Dios.
Procure during your time in Night City, and having a chat to senior vehicle artist Paul, who's going to give us a little bit more information before we take you behind the scenes and a look at the lengths the teams have gone to bring vehicles to life. We're also going to have news on an exciting.
Bueno, están hablando de van a hablar de vehículos, de ropa. Madre de Dios.
We'll then wrap up today's episode
Stadia.
about Stadia. There is a lot to talk about.
O sea que va a estar en Stadia también. 60 eurazos va a costar el juego. Ride of the Dark of the Future.
In a huge open world like Night City, you need a chill ride to get around
Ya
fast.
qué vehículos, tío. Wow.
And in CyberPunk 2077, there are tons of cool vehicles to choose from.
Get this. 4-liter engine, 6-cylinder, goes from 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. You fucking believe that?
Madre mía, la moto como mola.
We've crafted every car and motorbike with amazing attention to detail.
La han hecho súper
The
detallado.
body, not to mention the interiors.
Sobre
You
todo
can
los
expect
interiores.
everyone not only to look unique, but to deliver a unique driving experience.
Chaval.
All right, show me what you
Qué
got.
cabrón, hace un drive.
Don't expect advanced tech
Bueno, hay
or
coches
luxurious materials
viejos.
here. Nuh-uh.
Mírale.
Size that counts, I guess.
No jodas.
This class is mostly utility vehicles and low-end clunkers made for every pocket.
Hold on. It's a wreck.
Hostia, qué bueno.
My damn
¿Qué
wreck.
dices? Que me lo han robado.
Definitely no guy or girl magnet.
Esto ya son un
If
poquito
you need
más.
to impress, look to this class alone.
Cómo molan, tío.
I'm putting my ride on the line. Either you match it
Ostras, hay
in cash,
ruedas.
or you can forget about the fight.
Mola, mola.
With these wheels, no expense has been spared, no frill ignored. Their
Dale.
plush interiors decked out in all the latest tech, while you get to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Estos son
Masterful
militares.
engineering and practical design. Trucks and tanks for when you
Madre
need
mía.
power and brute force.
Muy
Hell of a
guapo.
machine.
Meat beast. My pride and joy.
And these monsters are literally unstoppable.
Toma ya, chaval. Se los
These
pasó
are
por
for
delante.
chooms who love the smell of
Estos
exhaust
son
and the
buenos.
roar of street wildlife. Their powerful engines and
por
exchangeable
la
parts
tierra.
make them perfect for tuning.
Japón.
I want to smell that choo-choo bird.
Mira, 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 mira.
Whether it's street racing, running from the NCPD, or just showing off in the streets, with these high-powered beasts,
como mola
you
por
will
dentro,
have
tío.
only respect.
Oh yeah.
Lo han hecho por dentro genial.
If you need speed and armor, the
Hostia,
hypercar
estos son los
class is for you.
superdeportivos.
It means precise bodywork, built-in lidar arrays, and really expensive materials.
Imagine you're
Chaval.
sitting on a pile of eddies. Probably less than 1,000 people in the world.
¿No tiene ni
can afford
ventana
to-
delantera o qué?
Not your typical urban vehicle.
Tras.
They will take you places you never dreamed you'd go.
Ostras, con cámara o sea, que se hacen
and
en
original
pantalla.
vehicles are not all you'll find in 2077. We also found room on our roster for some true automotive icons.
Ostras.
V.
Toma ya. 19 de noviembre. Vamos, chavales. Pre-order now.
Paul, thank you so much for joining
Este
us.
es el que
I think
ha
it's
hecho
fair
todos los
to say we've
diseños
come a really long way from Roach in The Witcher.
de
So,
vehículos y
there's a
tal.
lot to
Es
talk about.
artista principal.
There's a lot to talk about. What do you want to talk
Senior.
about?
Well, let's start with the various classes of different cars, because in the video we saw there were things like economy and luxury vehicles. But
O
can
sea,
you tell
hay
us
varias
more about
clases.
their kind of design
Económica,
philosophy? What
de
does each
lujo.
kind of class offer when people are driving them around Night City?
Absolutely. Depending on the variation of the car that you're either buying or stealing, depending on your flavor, yeah, you'll notice
Claro,
that
puedes
they'll
robar.
look different, but
Hostia,
they'll also drive
eso es bueno.
different and feel different. If you're buying
Mola,
or
mola.
stealing a nice, fancy-looking sports-colored
Lo han dicho dos
version
veces ya,
of a
¿eh?
car, you'll notice that it drives, you know, faster, sounds a little bit more punchy and sporty than, for example, a junkier version of that same car. You know, it can have solar panels tied to the roof or some other pipes that are hot wiring some other, you know, cyberpunk components in your car. And, well, you know, if it looks cheap, it probably drives cheap too.
Ah, o sea, que si tiene aspecto de barato, se conduce también baratillo. Qué bueno, tío.
as well. Things like the dashboard. So can you tell us more about that? Because I know if you find a Quadra Type 66 in the city, it's going to look totally different from the Quadra Type 66 that the gangs are driving out in the Badlands, both outside and inside.
Yep, definitely. If you're about to steal a very nice high-end car, for example, when you get in, you'll see the dashboard light up nicely. You'll see your dial indicators revving
Mira,
a little
tío.
bit. But that may not exist for a junk version at all. It may have the dashboard ripped out completely. No matter what your flavor is, you'll find
Uy, qué
something
vuelta.
that suits your needs.
So what about racing
El
then?
coche malo
Will
ese
there
es
be
cutre,
racing? 'Cause
cutre.
I know people have been asking.
Yes, we're
Cojonante.
absolutely going to have several races in the game. Different locations.
Varias
if you know you're
carreras
gonna
en
be driving in the
diferentes
Badlands,
sitios.
Maybe bring a nomad car because it's just built to driving in the Badlands. But if you know you're going to be racing in Night City, just bring the hottest wheels you've got because you're going to need all the power you can get. No matter where you're racing though, you need to bring a gun because this is Night City and you never know what's going to happen.
O sea, que hay que llevar también armas, tío.
Okay, so you talk about bringing cars then. Let's
Va a ser
talk
bueno.
about like storing and calling cars, because we know
A ver,
people
ver.
can steal them. But what if somebody's found a car and they absolutely love this particular one? Is there a way for players to kind of build that collection? And then how do they actually, you know, summon them?
Well, summoning cars works pretty much the same as you would summon Roach in The Witcher 3. Your transportation may or may not show up on a roof somewhere, but you know, we're still working on fixing some bugs here and there. But yeah, if there's a car that you really
¿Cómo?
like very
¿Que-
much,
que aparecen en
probably
algunos
own
sitios
a
random?
Quadra or Type 66,
Qué bueno.
you'll get a message from your fixer and says, hey, I've got a Quadra for sale for you, you want to buy it? All you have to do is drive over, pay the money, and you've got your very own Quadra. Not to mention that every single vehicle that you buy, every single player vehicle, is absolutely unique in every way. It's got a unique interior, unique exterior, paint job. You know, it'll sound different, but it'll also handle different.
Pero porque lo
So in the
customizas
video,
tú.
we did mention
O sea, que es
there
totalmente
was
diferente
space
para
for a
cada uno,
true
pero lo haces por
automotive
ti.
icon. Do you want to reveal what that actually is?
Of course. The car in question here is Johnny Silverhand's car. And Johnny Silverhand is, well, he's a big rocker boy and he needs some wheels to match.
Oye, qué bien
So
se
we
ve,
gave
¿no?
him a 911
Pues esto es de
Porsche
verdad.
from 1977, which means in 2077, Johnny's car is going to be exactly 100 years old.
Well, Paul,
Madre
thank you
mía.
so much for your time today. Personally, I think I'm going to try
Qué
and balance
fuerte.
being a super cool badass mercenary and driving a Mai Mai, because I love that little car. I think I could do it, right? I
Ay,
could
este
be
coche es
cool
buenísimo.
and in a Mai Mai.
Definitely. The My My is absolutely cool as long as you stay on the road and not on the sidewalk.
I'll try my very best. We'll see.
Oh,
In past
qué bueno.
episodes, we've said that music plays a huge part in bringing Night City to life, but it's not just music. Our teams went to incredible lengths to recreate and capture the sounds that really bring these vehicles to life. I mean, they might have had some fun driving them, but I'm pretty sure that's just a perk of the job.
A ver, a ver, a ver. Ah, bueno, que estos son pruebas de coches para Pero ese es este no es el circuito de GT. Joder, cómo se lo pasan estos, qué cabrones. Empiezan con las visuales y luego ya lo enganchan con la realidad del sonido.
We made the decision that we are going to record on the racetracks, and then we are going to record cars in movement. We started cooperation with Tomek Chopik, who is like very, very well-known racing driver in Poland. That's really a nice sensation when you're driving with a racing driver, and then he pushes the car to the limits. Like you can feel the
Igual sin casco, qué raro.
braking and tight cornering, and you can feel the car actually like bending the laws of physics. We wanted to record a broad spectrum of cars, so we started with the powerful muscle
Madre
cars,
mía,
and
cómo
then we
mola.
went to more screaming tuned
Mira, el
V6s,
coche de policía.
inline sixes, and then we went to V10s.
Un
We wanted
Lexus.
to grab the off-road
mira
cars.
este bueno.
We of course grabbed some drift cars just to have the more aggressive
Este está
character
hecho a
in the
medida,
cars.
macho. Oh, cómo mola.
We had to assemble a sound
Un
group
Lexus.
or a sound team that would make the placing of
Bueno, han
the mics
estado grabando
very, very fast
constantemente el
because we had,
sonido.
plenty of cars to do in a short time span.
We had the team of mechanics from a rally team, and they helped us immensely. What they've done, they've allowed us to put the microphones into places that we wouldn't be able to access differently.
dices? ¿La han
Putting
puesto
the
ahí en
mic
medio?
right into the car. They helped us to locate the places that are best.
Usually place 3 microphones in the engine bay, 3 microphones in the exhaust, and 2 microphones in the car. Cars are very, very complex in terms of sound, and it's very difficult to get all the necessary components that you have to make it sound believable.
But we were
¿Y va a ir
trying
así
to
por el
look for
coche?
something that would give us the character
No jodas,
of the engine.
¿así lo han grabado? La poli. Lo de los coches y los vehículos va a ser la pera allí, ¿eh?
We wanted to use normal organic electric engine that you could actually have in the nowadays car.
We didn't want the engines to be futuristic sci-fi-ish sounding. We want them much more organic, much more down to earth, something that would represent the combustion engine. And on
Quieren
top of
hacerlo
that,
más a
we
la
added
tierra
small
con
elements like
combustión.
futuristic horns or like a futuristic UI of a car.
Y luego los de
It
lujo
makes you
son...
feel
Oh,
like you are in a
chaval, qué
car of the
coche.
future, and some car might talk to you, other car might have blips and bobs that will make you feel like you're in a futuristic vehicle.
Esto es como el coche fantástico. Bueno, ese cochecín. Ya, qué bueno. Mira, mira. El ruido, todo ese
We
ruido.
wanted to be very, very close to what Mike set up in the lore. And early on, we decided to record Johnny's original car, which is Porsche 911 930 from 1977.
We recorded on dyno in control environment in a chamber. We could put Mike in very different places.
Ahí lo han puesto ahí para hacer...
Is the only car really that will be really sounding like the real car in the real world.
Madre mía. ¿Qué cojones?
We recorded more than 40 vehicles.
Not often do we record so many vehicles for a game that is not really a racing game.
Truth being told, this was the hardest part in my sound career, and I'm very, very proud of what we achieved with the sound team. This was something that we didn't do before, so creating the designs, creating the technology behind how the sound behaves, that's the best thing actually I ever did in my sound career.
Qué barbaridad. Esto es todo de la parte de los ingenieros de sonido, ¿eh? Es bestial.
There has been a lot of talk about cars so far, so let's take a look at another collaboration. This time with Johnny Silverhand. I mean Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
The smell.
¿Qué es lo que ha hecho este? Keanu Reeves.
Journey. Freedom.
Con drones.
No, you know, it's not like deeper.
Hostia. El tío enseñando lo de las motos. Qué bueno, tío.
I'm Guard Hollinger. I'm Keanu Reeves. And we're here as representatives of Arch Motorcycle, and we're doing some audio recording for CyberPunk 2077.
Qué bueno, tío.
Arch Motorcycle is a custom production motorcycle company. What's unique about it is that the motorcycles are built on a production platform, but each one is designed to be able to be personalized for each customer.
Diseñado para cada... Bueno, tiene una plataforma como de... Ellos tienen motos y cosas así, se lo hacen a los clientes particularmente. Oh, qué fuerte está esto, ¿no?
When CD Projekt Red approached me about doing CyberPunk 2077, they also spoke about integrating. They were fans of, or I guess people who worked at the company were fans of Arch Motorcycle, and so they broached the idea.
Esto hace motos, vamos. La empresa que hace motos. Entonces se han metido en el CyberPunk a hacer motos también. En arte, vamos. No, de verdad. Y luego el ruido, el sonido, todo eso.
We have a motorcycle we've designed and we've been developing.
Qué guay,
called
tío.
the Method 143.
Uf.
And so that, I think in particular, was a creative inspiration for the designers.
Wow.
So they sort of used that as a basis and then went further. So it has a totally different, crazy looking power plant.
Es que cacho motor. Mira, todos son los micros.
It's good. I like it.
Today we're capturing sounds, getting some actual sounds of a power plant, drivetrain, and characteristics of the motorcycle, which I'm sure they will, you know, have play with and stuff, but the source will be pure.
Hostia, tío, como mola esto.
Sort of a racing engine in it compared to our production motorcycles. It has a dual exhaust system. And it sounds pretty.
Sounds good.
I could definitely blind.
Madre mía, cómo mola la moto, tío.
That's the method.
Mira.
Ish sounding motorcycle, yeah.
Uf. Qué flipe, ¿no? Va a estar guapo, tío, esto. Las motos que han diseñado.
Role-playing aspect of the game, I think it'll be cool, like to be on a bike and hearing that, going through the city streets and getting into the madness and mayhem.
Madre mía, va a estar impresionante el juego este. Te la han currado de cojones, ¿eh? Eso sí es verdad. Por eso han tardado tanto.
Of Night City Wire, if you're tuning in late or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. Now it's time to talk about styles in Night City.
A ver, ropa.
Or neo-militarism.
Bueno, estilos de ropa, vamos, principalmente. Uf, qué bueno.
Welcome to the brief authoritative history of Night City. This chapter is devoted to so-called styles.
A ver.
Deeply linked with the history of the world, and a very important aspect of life in the city. You can find them everywhere.
Madre mía, qué ropas.
Clothes, guns, implants.
Implantes también.
They are your war paint. As one of our sponsors says,
claro que aprovechas todo.
It matters not if you're dead, as long as you're doing it in style.
The moves on this girl. Swoosh, swoosh. Slicing them up like sashimi.
Mira.
Four visual styles are evident in the Night City of
Cuatro
2077.
diferentes. Está el Kids, el Strufen, el Neo Military y el Neo Loki. El coche ese está guay, tío.
Neon hair, illuminated tattoos, and chrome. Function
Cromados.
comes second.
Neones y
Looks
cromados.
are what matter.
Mira, los brazos, tío. Hostia, qué bueno, tío. Mira, qué bueno.
The fourth corporate war broke
Estrofi.
out, and anthropism was born.
Estropis.
Vast and deep crises forced people to find
Esto es la
ways to
zona un poco
survive by
pobreta
any
y tal.
means. Getting the job done, no matter how, was the primary goal. The look? Who cares?
I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her.
Qué bueno tú.
Fuck them. Fuck this job. Fuck this city.
Deadly elegance without
Bueno,
ostentation.
estos son los militares, tío.
Corporate militaristic fashion,
Neo-militar.
mostly seen in the wealthier parts of town. Substance over style. That's the motto.
2023. Hola. Ay, ay, ay. De empresa también.
Celebrities,
Mira, mira.
brain dance stars,
Celebrities.
business magnates,
No
heirs
kicks.
to corporate fortunes
No
and
kicks.
corporate
No
executives.
sé qué nombres, tío.
They abandoned the cold, deadly elegance of neo-militarism and returned to the roots of kitsch, but gave it a fresh, new look.
Mira, mira, brillante la tía.
Shit, these hands. Sometimes seems like I just brushed something and sparks fly.
Todo cromada la tía. Hostia. Qué bueno. Mira qué cochazo, tío. Hostia. Buah, qué casas, tío. Qué
Thank
flipe
you
los
for your
vendas, ¿no?
attention. We wish you a very pleasant stay in our marvelous metropolis. Good luck and goodbye.
NC's legends. Know where you'll find most of them?
Buah.
The graveyard.
Mira el tío.
Luckily matters not where
Esto a la
you're
ropa, las
from,
chaquetas.
matters not where you start. What matters here
Mira,
is
las
the
cosas de
walk you
trasplantes. Qué bueno, tú. Mira qué chaqueta lleva este. No fastidies, tío. Mola, mola. CyberPunk. Mira, con el neón en el cuello.
Just before this episode started, you might have tuned in early and seen our CyberPunk cosplay contest finale. But just in case you've missed it, we've prepared a little summary for you featuring our very talented finalists.
A ver, a ver, a
In the
ver.
CyberPunk cosplay contest, we asked our very talented
O sea, que ha habido un concurso de
a character
cosplay.
from the game based on the art, screenshots, videos,
Y lo han hecho
cosplay
todo
guides,
a base de lo
etc.
que han sacado
Regular
durante este
trophies
tiempo.
weren't quite cool enough,
Y la gente se
so
la ha
we
montado de
decided
puta
that
madre,
the
ya
top
verás.
three will receive detailed props
Estas armas
based on
seguro que
weapons
son
from the game. They have
cosplay.
been specifically made for
Ya,
this
como mola.
occasion, and the winners can do with them as they please. And now, the 12 best CyberPunk cosplayers
todos
who
estos
completed
son.
first place
A
in
ver.
the first official CyberPunk 2077 cosplay contest. Are you ready to meet them?
Vamos a ver cómo son. Son 12. Arma. Se han hecho vídeos también. ¿Qué coño? Esta es la de... La que es toda cromada. Uy, esta es la del careto este de... ¿Cómo coño se ha hecho eso? Upa, chaval. Mírala. Hostia, qué pedazo de... Oh, oh. Qué fuerte, tío. Y este qué careto, tío. ¿Cómo coño verá? Hostia, tío, es fuertísimo. Warning. Qué bueno, tío.
Now, before we wrap up today's episode, there is one more thing to talk about. Previously, we announced that CyberPunk 2077 was coming to Stadia, and today we can tell you that it is arriving on November 19th alongside
O sea,
our
con
platform,
todos.
and pre-orders are starting now.
Madre mía, van a vender
Almost over, but if you do want
como
just
locos.
a little bit more, then stay tuned right here on the Twitch channel and join us for our post show. As always, don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want
Bueno,
to watch
dicen
again,
que todos
we
va a
will be
estar
back
en el
with
canal de
everything to our
YouTube, o sea
channels
que
shortly, and
ningún
we'll be back
problema.
with Night City Wire episode 5, soon. No, actually, there is one more thing we're going to
A ver.
Welcome
Una cosa
to
más.
the diner.
To the diner. Guau. ¿Este viejino?
So what do you want?
Mírale.
Supercar? Big house? You want to rule this city? Well, you ain't getting anywhere without an upgrade. You need a softer touch.
Chaval.
Fine, just taking over Night City.
Hostias.
It'll be easy.
Guau, como mola el coche, tío.
I'm in.
CyberPunk 2077.
Tío, se ve que flipas. ¿Habéis visto, tío, qué detalle de piel, de pelo, de todo? O sea, se ve perfecto, tío. Cabrones. Madre mía. See you again next time. Bueno, este es el capítulo 4 de lo que viene de CyberPunk. Ya está para el 19 de noviembre. Buah, es flipante, tío.
Carnicero, ¿qué ha pasado?
Esto ya es publicidad, con lo cual... Bueno, chavales. Creo que el juego va a estar súper guay, tío. Lo veremos, lo streamaremos y va a estar espectacular. Nada, esto ha sido todo. Ha sido una cosa que salía así... A ver, los guays streamers y tal que participan en el juego y tal, pues perfecto, lo sabían ya, lo han hecho y todo el tinglao, pero aquí la gente de a pie pues se ha enterado en breves. Ha habido unos anuncios un poco así antes de Twitch y lo hemos visto. Esto es CyberPunk. Diseños de coches con los sonidos y todo igual que un coche de verdad. Unos diseños de motos impresionantes de parte de la empresa de Kenny Reeves y su colega. Y... tío, todo está genial. O sea que una maravilla. Bueno, chavales, nos vemos luego. Chao. Thank you.